Would you tell the group, if possible, a little bit about your business, when you started and what you do?
Yes, we're a Sheffield-based electrical contracting company. Wayne and myself started the business in 1994. We was both sort of fed up with his jobs at British Steel at that time. We'd spent the previous 13 years there. Like most sort of business owners, we thought, oh, we can do that, we'll do it ourselves. So we've sort of grown the business. Now we turn over about £500,000 a year and employ 11 people.
Great. Why did you ask Jenny and Mark to do the Making It Happen programme for you?
Well, originally we used to use what we call a traditional accountant, who we used to pay about £1,000 a year, and he used to come down to our office once a month and check all the bookkeeping entries that we'd put onto our Sage software, and then at the end of the year provide a set of year-end accounts for the Inland Revenue. Mm-hmm. But what he never really did was give us any guidance or help in improving the way we operated as business, or even improving the amount of profit that we were making in as business. And we were always sort of searching for that, but we never really were sure what we were asking for because we didn't know. Mm-hmm. And then out of the blue, through Mark Wickersham's telemarketing, we got a call and set a meeting up with Mark, and at that meeting he listened to the frustrations that we got, and then he explained the business Making It Happen programme. He also explained that it was going to cost us £30,000, and initially we just thought it's a hell of a lot of money, 30 times more than we'd ever paid an accountant. But we listened to everything what he told us about the programme, and realised that it really was what we needed.
We were sort of 5.5, 6 years into this business. You're constantly asking yourself these questions like, you know, what's going wrong? Why are we having to work this hard? Why aren't we making a decent amount of money if we're so busy? You know, and it gradually you start to realise that you're employed by this absolute madman, and all he wants you to do is work, work, work. He won't let you finish early, he won't let you have no days off. You know, and basically you start getting fed up, your family gets fed up, and you're really sort of clutching at straws. And that's where this Making It Happen programme came in, because it's meant to be offering what we needed. It's meant to be a solution. It's meant to be designed just for us, to be honest.
So that's what you were looking for. Big question, I guess, is did it work? Is it working?
Definitely, yeah. We're sort of 2/3 the way through the programme, and we've already seen some dramatic results.
Yeah, for example, most importantly, our profits are up. Right in the early stages of the programme, one of the first things that we identified was that we were selling our services too cheaply. So we increased the cost for an engineer for an hour from about £13 an hour to £18 an hour, which is almost a third increase. And in the short term, it had the effect of losing us a few customers. But as we learnt more about the types of customers that we got, we realised that the customers we were losing were the customers who had always consumed a lot of our effort and resources for very little reward back to us. So they were always the customers who screwed our prices down to the bare minimum, always chipped away, wanted a little bit more, doing free of charge, and so really losing those customers turned out really to be a blessing. We started to systematise then all the different areas within our business, and you know, the systematisation of the business is a massive task, and we've still got a hell of a long way to go with that. But every system that we put in place frees up a little bit more of our time, so it has really been a big benefit.
What's happened to your profits in the meantime?
Well, basically the profits have gone up on the remaining customers that we've got by quite a lot. So the turnover's fallen, but the profits are up.
It's a pretty neat outcome, I guess.
Right.
You're working less hard and getting more money at the end of the day, and with a sense of purpose.
Yeah, that's right.
It's proof of the pudding, really, that,
Yeah.
definitely.
So what did the Making It Happen program actually do with you and for you? And what did you actually get?
One of the key factors to the success of the program is not only have we been shown a lot of new skills and techniques to help manage the business, but the program actually helps you implement them. You know, for example, Jenny, she spends sort of an afternoon a week at our premises, and we use the time in the meetings to develop new systems. You know, it might involve brainstorming, coming up with new ideas to write a telephone script or to write a new piece of direct mail. You know, we use the time efficiently to try and develop something to push the business forward. And at the end of each meeting, we've actually achieved something. You know, I'm not saying we develop a system every week. I mean, God, I wish we could, but we just can't do that. But at the end of each meeting, we've got another small piece to put in the jigsaw. So we're constantly chipping away at it, one step at a time.
Yeah.
And then there's been the team things.
Yeah, the other thing, there was nobody worse than us for blaming the team for everything what were going wrong. It were always their fault, you know. It always is, it's never your own. So through sort of Mark telling us things, reading the Gerber book, you know, etc., we sort of realised that a lot of these problems were sort of self-inflicted. What Mark's managed to do to get the team involved is run various sort of training workshops. We've had telephone training, time management training. And just before Christmas, we did a full day's training session. It was called Towards Awesome Service. It was a great session. It involved all the team. It effectively closed the business down for a day, which we were petrified at that. The first time we'd ever done it. But you know, the results from it was absolutely amazing. We absolutely astounded by the amount of input from the team.
Fantastic. So what would your advice be? Just a few accountants in the room here. What would your advice be to them?
Do we have to say that one?
Well, we feel now that the services that we're getting through the Business Making It Happen programme are exactly the services that we were searching for an accountant to provide to us for the last few years. And we sort of really felt let down by the last accountants that we had, because we couldn't get those answers. And I think any of you out there who don't really feel that you want to get involved in this aspect, I think you'll be letting your clients down as well. So,
wow. Powerful message. And one final message for, as this will be on video, watched by other business owners, what would you say to them?
We genuinely believe now that any business that doesn't follow this sort of programme will go out of business.
sooner or later.
Because they'll be exactly the same as me and Wayne. The business owner won't be doing what he's supposed to be doing. He'll be wrapped up working in the business, firefighting. And systematising your business, basically, it gets all that back under control. It gives you your life back. It gives you the decisions. It lets you decide how much time you want to work in your business. It lets you decide if you want to have a day off. It lets you decide where you want the business to go, instead of the business dictating it and that madman, as I like to call him, yourself, just telling you to work harder and harder. You know, my simple advice is just go for it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Great way to end. Interesting story. I think we owe them a huge round of applause. Thank you so much.